Okay, so here's another battle video for you here. The all-new Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 versus its own sibling, the all-new Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 Plus. Let's go ahead and jump in. As always, let's start off this way. First things first, if you are in the market for either one of these two tablets and money is not an issue, go for the Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 Plus. But with that said, these two tablets are not made for the same crowd. One is targeted at a very specific crowd and the other one at another very specific crowd. They're both budget, whether we're talking about the A9 or the A9 Plus. It's the same family. In fact, it's the same series that drop on the same date. But I'm here to tell you that even though we are doing a battle video and you may feel like one is much better than the other, keep in mind that it's done so on purpose. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop onto the physical features here. You will have the pretty much the typical suspects: power button, volume rocker, USB Type-C port for charging, of course, at the bottom there. And then here come the differences. Let's start off with the speakers. On the Tab A9 Plus here, you have a quad speaker setup, meaning you have two on each side of the tablet. And these are great for entertainment, watching movies, playing games, listening to music. Sound quality may not be the best out there, but it's pretty loud, right? And on the Galaxy Tab A9, the regular one here, you have a dual speaker setup, right? One on each side of the tablet there. Let's also talk about the cameras that we have. On the back there, you have an 8 megapixel camera on either one of these two. It's essentially the same camera, not top-notch camera, but decent enough for you to be able to scan some documents and little things like that. On the front of the tablet, that's where you get the major difference in cameras. On the Tab A9 Plus, you have a 5 megapixel camera, which is again the typical we see in Samsung budget tablets. But on the regular A9 here, you have a 2 megapixel camera, and it's located on the short hand or the short side of the tablet. So you have to hold the tablet this way in order to use that. But anyways, that is that. And of course, you do have the headphone jack on either one of these two tablets, which is always good to see. With all this being said, let's go ahead and talk about the obvious. What is the biggest difference between these two tablets? Well, one seems to be very, very small. And I'm talking, of course, about the Galaxy Tab A9 here. It stands at 8.7 inches. The Tab A9 Plus is a gigantic tablet when compared to the regular A9. It seems to be a phone and a tablet, right? Because the A9 here, it's almost like the size of a phone. But anyway, so the A9 Plus here stands at 11 inches. That is pretty large. And the display also is a nicer display than what you have on the Tab A9. But then again, I'm highlighting this major difference between these two tablets to tell you that the A9 here is actually targeted at people who want something that is portable, people who are on the go. In fact, there's some people who will buy the 4G version of the A9, just like they did with the Galaxy Tab A7 Lite, and use that as a secondary phone for like WhatsApp or things like that, right? People go after the A9 here because it's super portable. You can actually put this in your pocket. I can actually see people who work in the medical field, putting this maybe like to access charts and things like that. I could definitely see some people doing that. Now, I'm not advising for you to buy this for your medical studies or anything like that, but I'm just saying I could definitely see people in different settings using this tablet because it's super portable, it's super slick. You just slide in your pocket and you are good to go. Versus the A9 Plus here, which is a regular tablet. It's a regular size tablet. In fact, it is the same size as the flagship, the Tab S9 or the S8. They generally are 11 inches tablets, so literally this size here. So again, as we are doing this comparison, I don't want you to take a look at this as if it were an apple-to-apple comparison. It is not. I'm simply comparing them because they are coming from the same series and they dropped at the same time. And some people may be confused about what's what with these tablets. The A9 targeted at people who are looking for something very portable. You're riding your bike, your bicycle, or your, scooter or whatever. In the city, you need something small. It would be this guy here. But if you're just looking for a regular budget tablet, it would be the Galaxy Tab A9. Anyways, it is loaded with a Snapdragon chipset, the Snapdragon 695, as opposed to the Galaxy Tab A9 here, which is loaded with a MediaTek Helio G99. So it's not a top of the line. Well, neither one of these two chipsets really is top of the line, but still, when playing games on the Tab A9 Plus here, it's a better experience, right? User experience overall is just better because it's a larger tablet, right? You get to enjoy your gaming, experience better. Now, with this being said, let's go ahead and talk specs really quick. The base storage with the Galaxy Tab A9 Plus here is 64 gigs. That's the internal storage, expandable at up to 1 terabyte using a micro SD card, right? The next config on the Galaxy Tab A9 Plus here, by the way, is going to be 128 gigs of internal storage, but this time around you get double the RAM. You get 8 gigs of RAM for even better performance, especially if you have things running in the background. On the Galaxy Tab A9 here, you also do have 64 gigs of base internal storage, upgradable or expandable at up to 1 terabyte, just like you do here. The next config is also 128 gigs of internal storage, and you also get double the RAM. 8 gigs of RAM for 128 gigs and 4 gigs of RAM for the 64 gigs of internal storage. So when it comes down to those specs, they're about the same, but I can tell you that in implementation, things are slightly different. I'm actually proud of this little guy here, the Galaxy Tab A9, right? Because I was disappointed in the Galaxy Tab A7 Lite, which was the predecessor. I was happy to see that the Tab A9 actually is a pretty decent performer for a budget tablet. All right, let's go ahead and talk display here. With the Galaxy Tab A9 Plus, you have access to Samsung DeX, which is a new setup that Samsung is now implementing on this here. And on top of that, you do have 90 Hz refresh rate on the Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 Plus. It also seems brighter than the Galaxy Tab A9, probably because it's a larger tablet. And on top of that, things are sharper on, images are sharper on the larger tablet here, on the Galaxy Tab A9 Plus here versus the regular A9 tablet. When it comes down to battery, I found the battery on the A9 Plus here to be a better battery than what I have on the regular A9. It's a larger battery, but of course this is all subjective. It will depend on how you use your tablet. Now, I did mention cameras earlier, and I talked about the fact that, they have the same cameras on the back, but the front would be different cameras. You just have to keep in mind that with these things, you can always conference call, your friends, family, all of that good stuff, but you just got to make sure that the setting is well lit. When it comes down to conference calling, I have found the Galaxy Tab A9 Plus here to be a better camera to use. Of course, it's 5 megapixel. Now, it's not that much better, even though this one is only 2 megapixel, but you can conference call and it'll be better on the A9 Plus here as opposed to the regular A9. Now, with all of this being said, I'm going to go back to what I said at the beginning. If you're currently in the market for either one of these two and money is not an issue, go for the Galaxy Tab A9 Plus. But if you are looking for something that is simply portable, you don't want something that's going to be big or heavy, something you can just slide in your pocket, then the Galaxy Tab A9 is the one to go for. Now, in order for me to better help you, I would need to know what your specific situation is, right? Give me some details as to what you're looking for, what you're trying to do with your tablet, and I'll be able to give you my take on which one you should go for. Now, if you're looking for either one of these two tablets, I'm going to have some links in the description. Those links would typically come with some discounts attached to them. Let me know what any questions you may have about my take, or if you own any of these tablets. I would love to hear your feedback on this. Make sure to share this video if you know anyone who'd be interested. Make sure to like the video if you haven't done so already. Make sure to subscribe also if you haven't done so already. I'm going to catch you in the comment section. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. Up until the next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.